Good morning. I was helping somebody figure out how to get on live. So if if you are here, we're going to talk about belly fat. We'll wait for a couple minutes here. Hello. You did find it, Vicky. Yay. Oh, better get the glasses on. I was also having a really bad hair day. Hey, Lisa, it was good to talk to you this morning. Hi, Bridget. Ah, yes, you made it. I actually don't have sticky notes today, but you can't see it. I got a big long list in front of me. So that way I thought I didn't have to wear my glasses, but I still have to anyway. Oh, well. Anyway, I was having a really bad hair day this morning, and I'm like, so I tried to fix it, and then I don't know if you've ever fixed your hair, and then you made it worse. Well, I did. So, howdy, Lisa. Lisa and I had a great chat this morning. It was fun. So anyway, today we are going to talk about the dreaded belly fat. Oh, I hate it. Still have some of mine. You can see it under my shirts a little bit. I can suck it in though. It's really cool. I can suck it in. I can see my ribs, so I like that. I don't have much left, but I have just that little bit that's nagging, and it just drives me crazy. Hi, Rosalind. How are you? Anyway, someone brought it up yesterday in the group, and I thought maybe we would chat about it. And I love what Daphne said. You must have gotten those. I did. I told Lisa this morning when we were chatting, I'm like, oh, I got to get my dishes done before I do live. And she's like, oh, it won't matter. I'm like, well, you would not believe how many dishes I have. It's kind of bad. Hey, Lori, how are you? Oh, thank you. No, it's really bad. I made a mistake about 3 weeks ago. I had a hair appointment, and I said to Shauna, my hairdresser, she's not in this group, but she's in the other one. And I said, you know what? My hair isn't really growing that fast, so I can just skip. And so sadly, it was 3 weeks later, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need a haircut. I feel like I'm back in the thick of COVID days, where we couldn't get our haircuts. Oh man, those were ugly. Hey Terry, how are you? So anyway, I this morning had to quick do my dishes, so you guys didn't see that. And then I air dry my hair a lot. I just let it go, and because it's really thick and it's easier for me, and I'm lazy. And so I let it go too far, and I'm like, shoot. And I have to go live today. This is not good. You did find me, Vicky. I thought you found me. Hold on a minute. Oh, yeah. You were the first one to find me. I was helping Vicky real quick. She goes, yeah, I haven't found you yet. And I said, that's because I'm finishing something up. I'm going to go live in a minute. So anyway, I want to talk about belly fat. So belly fat is one of the hardest things to lose. It really is. It does come off. As you lose weight, it does come off. And what I like to do, and I don't know if any of you ever do this, I like to stand in the mirror, suck my stomach in. I can actually suck it in now. I never used to be able to. And if I see the curves there, I know I'm making progress. And now my curves are nice, but it's still, My husband's like, are you not feeling well? Because I often walk around and go like this. He's like, are you not feeling well? I said, no, just checking the belly fat. Okay, so it is one of the hardest things to lose. There are some studies that show if you increase your protein a little bit, we don't want to increase it too much, but if you increase it, another 10 grams a day or anything, just add an extra half a chicken breast or something like that to your meals. It looks good too. No, it doesn't. That's why we all wear clothes. Vicky, that was nice. We all wear clothes for a reason. I think Lisa and I were talking about that this morning on the phone. But anyway, add a little extra protein to your meals, and that will help with the belly fat. The biggest thing about belly fat is follow your plan. If Daphne's on here, hey Dawn, how are you? If Daphne's on here, she said it right yesterday in our little talkie session there about basically just follow the meal plan. It really comes down to this. So let's just talk about protein. We'll add a little more protein into your meals, just a little bit. Good morning, Barb. I was chatting with Barb, and I'm like, oh, I got to go do my makeup and get out of my sweatpants. Okay, if you saw how I worked around here, you'd be like, oh my gosh. Normally I'm in sweatpants and sweatshirts, ugly sweatshirts. I'm a real comfy dresser. I like to dress comfy. I do have dress clothes, and I can dress up when I need to. I just don't have any particular reason to on a regular basis, and I'm never comfortable. So I like the sweatshirts and sweatpants, but I dress up for you guys. I put on blue jeans. So anyway, let's stick to it. So add a little more protein in. If you've really got a lot of belly fat you're trying to struggle with, add a little bit more in. Add another 10 grams in or something like that a day, 20 grams, 30 grams. Add it in. It will help. Extra protein does help with the belly fat. There's science behind it. but you can look it up, but add more protein in. Stay off the snacks. Whatever you do, don't snack. That's really important. Add some more fiber in. A good one to add in is flaxseed, and you can add that in different meals. You can add it in soups. You can add it in casseroles. You can add it in your breakfasts and your eggs. You can add flaxseed in. That's a really good fiber to add in. Other one is Brussels sprouts. I'm not a fan of Brussels sprouts, so I wouldn't add that in. Or avocados. I know some of you do not like avocados. Hey, Angie. Hey, Debbie. I love avocados, but some of you don't like avocados. So flaxseed is another really good thing. It's a very soluble fiber. Add it in. That will help with the belly fat. No alcohol. Alcohol always adds to belly fat. I don't know why. It just goes right to our... First it goes to our heads, our brains, and then it goes to our bellies. So not a good combination. No alcohol, no sugar substitutes. That will add to it. I know it's so funny about these sugar substitutes because they're supposed to. Hey, Stephanie, how are you? Hi, Angie. Hi, Bridget. Love, oh, me too. Love avocados. Oh, man, I could eat those all the time. And I eat at a minimum 1 a day, if not 2 a day. Yes, they're high in calories, but they're good calories because they're good fat, and they do so much for us, so much heart health. Hey, Terry, how are you? So, avocados, flax seeds, and Brussels sprouts, if you like Brussels sprouts. Not a fan. But those are really good, healthy, soluble fiber to add in, and that will help with the belly fat. Fatty fish. The best fatty fish is salmon. I know we have some people in here who do not like fish or seafood of any kind, and I get that. But fatty fish, salmon, is the best to add in. Have more salmon in your meals, and that will also help reduce that belly fat. Apple cider. Who was I talking to yesterday? Terry, was that you? I think it was you, Terry, that we were chatting about apple cider, and you said you hate the taste. It's hard in your stomach. Yeah, not a fan of it either. There are apple cider pills that you can take. Apple cider has some amazing health benefits. You got to be careful because it can also, it's vinegar. It can also rot your gut. Oh, good. There you go, Terry. More Brussels sprouts, more salmon, and you are good to go. And you also liked avocados, if I remember right. But anyway, apple cider has some really amazing health benefits. It really does. And one of them is to get rid of belly fat. The one thing that you're going to have to do to really get rid of belly fat, and I'm actually very excited about the exercises coming up because it is exercise. It is. It is. There's really no other way around it. Not only that, once you get rid of the belly fat, like I've gotten rid of most of mine, I used to look 12 months pregnant. It was awful. It was disgusting. I've had 4 boys, and I know what it's like to look 9 months pregnant, and I was way further than that. It was just gross. But the one thing we have to do is exercise. And the problem, like I was going to say, is once you even get rid of 90% of the belly fat, you have this nasty, ugly, loose skin. I mean, I could show you on mine. It's gross. And that takes exercise. It does. Lots of water and lots of exercise. So when we start these exercise programs, you're going to be watching me. Well, you'll hear about me going, oh man, the stomach hurts. That's a good thing. I want that to hurt because I need to get rid of this belly fat, the last little bit of it. I don't need to be stick thin, but I really don't need to have the bulge. And mine is, I don't have a full-length mirror here at our house. There's a reason for that. I don't like them. But we were at a hotel a couple weekends ago, and I had a full-length mirror, so I just decided to look at myself. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's gross. That is the reason we wear clothes. So the exercises are everything. And it isn't just like sit-ups, not just for your stomach muscles. They're going to be teaching us a lot of what you call core body exercises, the core that runs through us, and that actually helps with every single muscle in your body, including your stomach muscles or lack thereof. So we don't have to just do the sit-ups and push-ups and all that kind of good stuff to get the belly fat gone. It all comes down to the core exercises, and that's what they're going to teach us. And so anyway, let's talk about it again. So to get rid of belly fat, exercise. Got to do it. And we're going to have 2 amazing trainers coming up. I'm so excited. I am so excited. I joined a gym about a year ago, and I went twice. Not a fan. Then COVID hit, and that was my excuse. So I can't go to the gym now. And now my doctor won't let me go to the gym because I have some old cholesterol heart condition issues, when my health was really, really bad. And she's like, no, I don't want you to go there. I don't know, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, works for me. Thank you. She didn't tell me not to exercise, just not to go to the gym. So yeah, that was kind of an expensive 2-visit one. Not a fan of fitness clubs. And it was one Anytime Fitness, and it was one where, people our age go, and I thought, well, this will be fine, be with people our age. And like my trainer, he was a grumpy young man, and I thought, and I have 4 boys, so I wanted to tell him knock it off, but I decided to be nice. Not always nice, but I am not always nice because I have no idea. I have my moments. And this guy was ego, and I had said I'd lost a bunch of weight. He says, well, I lost 150 pounds, and you need to exercise. And I'm like, well, I need to do a lot of things in life, and you need to keep your mouth quiet. I was not happy. So anyway, exercise. We're going to have that. We're going to have it here. Yes. And starting next week. Oh my gosh, that is so amazing. I can't believe it's already November. Exercise. Keep your carbs really, really low. It's really important to get rid of that belly fat to lower those carbs. The meal plan keeps them really low. So follow the meal plan. Fiber. Add the flex seeds, Brussels sprouts if you like them, and avocados if you like them. Those are great to add in there. No alcohol. Sorry. I'm not a drinker anyway. I drink 1 time a year, 2 glasses of wine on Christmas Eve day. And I really get drunk on 2 glasses of wine. Yep, I really do. Because my brother-in-law likes it when I cackle. Because when I'm drunk, I cackle a lot. So I'm gonna go ahead and give myself my 2 glasses of wine this Christmas Eve. But other than that, I'm not a drinker, so that doesn't really matter. Eat more protein. Up that protein a little bit. And that will help with the belly fat. No sugar. No sugar substitutes. What do we got? Are they coming? Yes. But someone else pointed out the other day, watch the carbs in those gummies. Someone was taking gummies, and I can't remember, maybe you guys are, maybe you're on here, on live with me, I don't know. But they were talking about how many carbs. I think it was like 4 carbs for the little gummy things. Now, she was taking other type of supplements. They weren't apple cider. But that was crazy. That's like almost a whole meal that you eat. On some of these meals, I got them down to where they're really low on carbs, high on fats, low on carbs, and that's almost a whole meal. I couldn't believe that. So watch the carbs in those gummies and any vitamins that you take. Anything you take outside of your meals, watch those carbs because they do add up. And we're trying to keep them at 20 or below per day. You will notice some of my meals fluctuate. You'll have more carbs one day, less carbs another day, and I do that very much on purpose. So that's why as close as you can watch that meal plan and follow it. But most of the recipes on the website, even under the more recipes, are all very low carb. I don't even like to look at anything. I'll go to 6 carbs per serving, but I don't like to go more than that. I want people to eat until they're full, and I don't want them to worry about going over on carbs. So lower your carbs. Keep them really, really low. No sugar substitutes. Fatty fish, salmon is the best, and apple cider. And yes, I really think that we should look into those apple cider supplements if you want to work on the belly fat. Your fat will come off. It is coming off. You guys are all doing awesome. I love Tuesday check-ins. You guys are all doing awesome. But the belly fat is the hardest to get off. It really is. There's all this information about why it's hard to get off. It's just hard to get off. So do those things and you will get it off. Let's see. Hey, Tammy, how are you? So any questions? I think my next topic is going to be, I can't remember, but I already have it lined up for Sunday. But if you have any questions, I would be glad to answer them. And if there's any topics that you want me to go over, I know I did the mini series. So excited for the, oh, yes, Lisa, me too. Me too. Lisa said she's so excited for the exercise program. A couple things I really like about it. Number 1, we can do it at home. And number 2, we have 2 different trainers. They train 2 different programs. So if you don't like the one, that's fine. You can try the other. You could like them both. And they're at home, and we can talk directly to the trainers, and we can say, hey, I really want to work on the arms. I really want to work on this. Or I can't, I can't do it that hard. Can you show me some more slow down exercises? Or I want pumped up. I want to be exhausted when I'm done. I mean, we get to pick and choose. On what kind of exercise we want. We can let them know. They're both very excited to get started, really excited to get started. Megan is very, very nervous, and I told her not to be. I said, oh, just watch one of my Facebook Lives. I yep all the time, and don't worry about it. But she's super excited, and so I think that these exercise programs are really, really going to help us. I am looking into getting a private coach, a lifestyle coach. And we'll either start that in December or we'll start it the new year. I'm not sure about that. I haven't found one that I super duper like yet. I am interviewing for it now, But I'm really particular who I want in the group because, well, we have a really nice group, and we do not want someone who is not really nice. We just don't want it, and that's not the group we are, and not the group we're ever going to be. So, tell us about you. Aw, thanks, Debbie. Where are your weight? Oh, and where you are now. Oh, I'd love to. I guess replay forms again. Work is interrupting. Bridget. Okay, see you soon, Bridget. Okay, so I tell my story so often that I can repeat it. So I was turning 60, and I was and I was really overweight. There are some pictures of me really nasty overweight. The last time I stepped on the scale at the doctor's, I was 210 pounds. And I was like a year before I actually started this. So my doctor said, you are type 2 diabetic. And I'm like, oh, daggone, that stinks. But I didn't do anything about it. I'm normally a fixer, but I thought I was eating healthy. Like I was eating less portions, I was eating more salads and things like that. And I thought, well, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It might have had something to do with all the chocolate I was eating, just to be honest. Yeah, it probably did. But I really didn't make any changes. I knew I needed to, and she wouldn't put me on medicine, and I am not a pill taker. I do not like medicines. I do take statin for my cholesterol because I was telling Lisa this morning my cholesterol was 498. Yeah, and I was diagnosed with critical artery disease. So I'm like, oh crap. But that didn't even make me change. I took statins, but that didn't make me change. What made me look into it is I developed neuropathy. And I didn't know what it was. I mean, all of a sudden my feet were just burning up, like you put a candle over them, which they were just poured hot wax on them. They were burning up. I'm like, what the heck? So I did a little research online. I'm like, uh-oh, this sounds like neuropathy. So I checked with my daughter-in-law. She's a nurse, and she says it sounds like neuropathy. And I'm like, oh, no, you guys don't know what you're talking about. So then I went to the doctor, and she said, you have neuropathy. I'm like, oh. So my husband's mother and a friend of mine, he has since passed because of diabetes. He made no changes. He developed neuropathy. He had amputations, and he still made no changes, and he died. And my mother-in-law had an amputation, and so that just shook me. It really shook me because I know I'm 60. Well, I'm actually turning 61 next month. Shh. But I don't feel it, and I don't remember where all the years went. Do any of you guys feel that way? Where it's like, how the heck did I get to be old? I don't understand that. And I know we're not over the hill, but I'm certainly not young anymore, and it scared me. It shook me. So then I did my Google searching, and I found out keto was my answer. Keto reverses type 2 diabetes, not type 1. Type 2. Type 1 is totally different, and people with type 1 should not be on keto. They need to follow a very strict doctor diet. Hey, Ann. Nice for you to join. Thank you. So anyway, I said, okay. So then I tried to figure it out, and it was crazy. It was crazy. One site would tell you this, another one would tell you that, and it was just nuts. It was all over nuts. And some say this is approved, and this isn't approved. Well, no, you can really have that. And I'm like, okay. So then I just broke it down, how I like to break things down. I'm like, what does everyone agree on? Okay, I'm going to start with that. And for a long time, I just did meat and veggies, but I got really hungry. Brussels sprouts shaved and rolled in olive oil, smoked paprika, and salt in a sheet pan roast. And I've actually heard that if you don't like Brussels sprouts, if you roast them, that they have a totally different flavor. So anyway, I started breaking keto down one piece at a time. And my husband was absolutely fine with it. My husband's had 3 heart attacks. He has 12 stents in his heart. And so he certainly his doctor was fine with it. And I talked to my doctor about it. And she didn't really know a lot about keto at first. And then the second time I went in, my cholesterol shot up. And she's like, what are you doing? And I said, I'm doing keto. And she's like, looked it up. She said, that's too many animal fats for you. Get off those animal fats. I'm like, okay. So heart healthy keto is what we have. So anyway, I started doing keto. And I really did it for my neuropathy and my diabetes. So I didn't really step on the scale for quite a while. I just knew I was feeling better. My neuropathy was better. And then I went to the doctors for blood work, and I stepped on the scale. I'm like, oh my, I had lost over 30 pounds. I didn't even know it. I just kept pulling my pants up. I look like one of those kids that walk down the street always pulling their pants up, and I'm like, oh, this is so cool. And so then I learned more and more and more. And then, like I said, at Christmas time, my family was all like, what did you do? And so I jokingly told them, oh, don't worry, I just left the other half of me at home. And I did, really. And my fat clothes. Yum, thank you. Yeah, I do the sesame seed. Oh, yum. So anyway, So then I kept doing keto, and my family and friends said, "What are you doing?" And I told them, and so I took my little chicken scratch and I typed it all up for them, and we started the previous group, not this closed group, but the open group. We started that, and I just had some family and friends in there, and I helped them, and they all lost weight, and then some of their families and friends started joining, and I'm like, and then they wanted something more formal, like the membership site, and so then that's when I decided to do the membership site. The membership site is very expensive, and that's why I charge $10. It's just a cost-sharing thing. And so now, the last time I stepped on the scale, I was 125 pounds, so that tells you how much I've lost, and I think I've lost some since then. These are a size 6, and I shrink them, and they're still too baggy. So, but I'm not going to go and get size 4 yet. I want to see how this exercise programs go, and then if I need to, then I will. But I'm really trying hard to actually find that balance. I'm actually more trying to find the balance of how to not lose any more weight. A size 6 is good. I'm 5'6", and so I think I feel good. I actually had, my husband was with me, he wasn't very happy, but I was walking in the store the other day, and I had some man checking me out, and I'm like, I'm sick, and he was a lot younger. I'm like, and I think he was doing it politely. It was kind of funny. My husband's like, oh yeah, now that you lost all this weight. I'm like, well, okay. But I thought it was cool. But anyway, I'm actually trying not to lose any more weight, so I'm actually trying to find the balance. And because I don't want to gain weight. I will not gain weight again. That will not happen. I don't even miss... Do you guys miss your pasta and your potatoes? I have found enough replacements that I really don't miss them. Let me know if anybody actually misses them. I think my body could physically get to more. That's good, Lori. You'd be surprised. You would be surprised. I was wearing size 16s, but they were very tight. My husband and I went to the store to get me some new clothes because I thought I had shrunk my clothes. It certainly wasn't that I was gaining weight. I just thought I shrunk them. And we went to the store, and the 16s, fresh, did not fit. And I just left the store. I never bought a pair of 18. I just sucked it up and was so happy to get home and get my sweatpants. And so I technically should have been in an 18. But you will be amazed. You will. I never, ever would have thought this, ever. You just, one meal at a time, one bite at a time. That's all you got to do. One meal at a time, one bite at a time. And I want to see if anyone misses. Things. Thanks, Vicki. You miss pasta. Yeah, I do too. I'll show you something. I got those, I can't remember how to pronounce them. The artichoke heart noodles. Has anybody ever tried those? Yes! Good job, Lori! Yes! Down to a size 16. I love that. See, I was so happy when they fit me again, and that was really bad. Never been a big pasta fan, and the cauliflower potato recipe is better than potato. I like cauliflower mash, but I really coat it up with flavoring. So I do the sour cream and everything, you name it. Cream cheese, lots and lots of chives, lots of flavoring. So I tried those palmina, is that how you pronounce them? The artichoke heart noodles. And some people don't like them. I did. No, don't miss them. Never was a real potato person. Oh, Bridget, you are so lucky. Those were my go-tos for everything. I grew up on a farm. You have meat, potatoes, and veggies on the table at all times. And there's 3 meals a day. But we worked really, really hard. I was a stick when I was a kid. And we worked really, really hard. And so I didn't need to worry about it. But then as menopause and 4 boys. So anyway, I like those palmini noodles. I'm probably really mispronouncing that. But they're made out of artichoke hearts. And I did make them the other night. I did a shrimp stir-fry type dish with them. And instead of the cauliflower rice, I used those. And I just did a really easy cream sauce. I don't get really fancy. I just use sour cream and cream cheese. Added some seasonings, and it was really good. Now, what I have not tried, and some of you say are gross, some of you say are good, I have not tried these shirakati. I never know how to pronounce this stuff. The rice and the noodles. You can see I got both. I got a whole box of them to try, and then I got some of these ready-made. I'm nervous to try them. The miracle noodles. I'm nervous to try them because everyone says, that, some people say they're really good, and other people say they're nasty. And I'm not, when I started keto, I ate all kinds of nasty food. I made all kinds of stuff, and I was like, oh, this is gross, and I just couldn't eat it. So I'm kind of nervous to try them, but I am going to try them. Let's see what else you got. No, don't miss them. Never was, okay. So I was, and but really, to me, keto is just about as simple as it can get. You get your meat and your veggies and healthy fats, and you eat in a way that really messes up your body, messes with your body, so it keeps it confused, and you will drop weight. That's all there is to it. You stay away from snacking, you stay away from sugar, you stay away from high carbs, and it really is easy. I love cauliflower rice. I get those at Costco in those great big ginormous bags, and there's like 5 or 6 smaller bags in them. And I like cauliflower rice a lot, actually. Actually, I like it as much as regular rice, so it works for me. Where do you get those noodles? I ordered these from a company called Miracle Noodle. If you just go online, you'll see Miracle Noodle. And they actually, I have this whole box of them, see? They actually come where you can get them just the raw, not raw, but just regular, so that way you add your own seasonings to them. And then they also had these ready to eat things. Now, if I turn around, let's see here. This package here has 4 net carbs. And so you could easily add, this is spaghetti, and this one is, I guess that's spaghetti marinara. So those two are both spaghetti. You can tell I like spaghetti. Now, someone said these black ones are good, and some said they're bad. I don't know why they just got little black things in them. I'm not really sure. I got a whole box of them that I haven't tried yet, but I am going to try them. Excuse me. I always get allergies. So, and these are, let's see here, how many carbs? These are 0 carbs. So these here that are just plain that you add to them are 0 carbs. Let me check out the rice. Oh, we didn't want that anyway. Yep, 0 carbs. Because they're total 3 grams of carbs and then 3 grams of fiber. So they're 0 basically. I hadn't tried them yet. They say what to do. There's instructions on here on how to cook them. But they say you've got to rinse and rinse and rinse and rinse and rinse these to get, there's a smell to them, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't tried them. Now these I find will be interesting. I'll try them today. I'll try them for lunch and and I'll let you guys know how they were. These shouldn't have that smell because they're just ready to go. You just got to pull this top off and heat them up. So, yeah, it just says tear open pouch and microwave. So I will try one of these today and I'll let you guys know how those taste. But they're obviously really low carbs. And if they're good, then should be okay. So I'll let you know. But anyway, so that's how I started keto, and that's where I am today. And honestly, I'll never go back. I will never go back. There's no reason for me to go back. I was talking to someone this morning on the phone about, well, what to do when you go through a drive-through. And there's all kinds of choices you can make when you go through a drive-through. I was talking about this morning when I go through McDonald's. My husband wants McDonald's. I just get their burrito, their egg and sausage burritos, and I just open up the shell and I just scoop them out with my spoon and I eat them that way. And I put a little hot sauce on them and I eat them that way. They're delicious. Taco John, Taco Bell, I get the burritos. I just don't eat the wrap. McDonald's, I just eat the meat and the veggies without the buns. So many options. You can just go out anywhere. When you go to a restaurant, a nice sit-down restaurant, you just order meat and veggies. And if you get 2 sides, you order meat and 2 veggies, or meat and a veggie and a salad. Super easy to do. I don't miss it. Breads, I miss a little bit. I got to admit that. I do miss breads a little bit. When I get really hungry for bread, I make the cheesy garlic biscuits. So good. And they're in the more recipe section. So, I use net carbs. Always, never sure about that. I use net carbs. I just do. Always have, because to me, that's what they're for. You can take out the fiber because you need the fiber anyway, so you take it out. So why would you bother to use the total carbs? So always look on the packages. Ingredients is so important to learn to read. So always look on the packages. You look at the total carbs, and this here says it's 8, but then you go into right here, dietary fiber, and it's 4. So now this has 1 gram of added sugar. I'm going to have to look at that. It does. Yeah, no, it does right here. It's a little teeny tiny bit, but it does have it in the ingredients. Otherwise, it's fine. It's just regular stuff. But it does have 1 gram of sugar. Didn't know that, actually. Glad I looked at that. Yeah, thanks, Vicky. I am the guinea pig. Is the keto bread at Costco? Okay. It is. Hang on. So, it is, but not yet. So, I do eat it. I have them in my freezer, see? I buy keto bread, and I buy keto buns. These have been in my freezer for probably a month to a month and a half. So, it shows you. And my husband actually eats the buns, too, sometimes. Don't know why, but he does. It is, but not yet, because these have wheat in them. And what you always have to do is look back on this label, and you're going to find on all but I think that Julian bread we found the other day, it did not have wheat. It was made with almond flour. But the reason we all like these keto breads is because they're more like breads, but they're made of wheat. And so you can have them when you're done and when you're maintaining. But if you look right up here, it says 0 net carbs. So you're like, yeah, I can have it. No, you can't. Sorry. Excuse me, I cannot. But if you look right here, modified wheat starch, wheat gluten, oat fiber, wheat protein. Wheat. One of the things we do not eat on keto is wheat. And they both have it. So as you can see, this has lasted me for like a month and a half. I do every once in a while have it. I love fried egg sandwiches. And so every once in a while I make myself a fried egg sandwich. I'm going to call it for breakfast, but usually I don't eat until like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. But sometimes I still want breakfast no matter what time I'm eating it. And so I'll make those, or I maybe have a sandwich once in a while. Not very often. Even I'm not trying to lose weight, and I still don't want a lot of wheat in me. And the buns are the same. Now again, you'll see that I got 3 buns left. I've had these for like a month and a half, and my husband eats most of these. And if you look, this says 26 grams of carbs, and then dietary fiber 25. So you're thinking, nice, there's only 1 carb. But when you look at the ingredients, again, it's modified wheat starch, wheat gluten, oat fiber, wheat protein, and then water soybean oil, which we also don't use. So it's got all these wonderful things that we don't use. So can you? Yes, you can. Should you? No, you should not. Not yet. Wait until you're getting ready to maintain, and then, or if you do want a special treat, if you can have them in your freezer like I do and not eat them on a regular basis, then go for it. That little tiny bit of wheat isn't going to hurt you long term. You know, you could have a bun. If it's a special thing, you can have a bun, have a burger, and then go right back to the no wheat, no grains, no nothing. So it won't hurt you. It can cause a stall, but if you just have one once in a while, that's not going to be that big a deal. So, oh, me too. Oh, Angie, me too. I love toast with my eggs. I like to I have eggs over easy, and I like to dip the yolk in the bread. Oh, I love it. What makes you sad, Angie? Oh, because you miss them. I know. Chaffles with coconut flour. Yes. Yes, Daphne. Hey, Daphne. I didn't even see you on there. Sorry. Yes. Coconut flour. You can do that. So, learn. I do not make chaffles. I have one. Hold on a minute. I keep walking away from you guys. You can get these. I haven't even opened my box yet, but I have one. I bought one. I am going to make some. You can buy these little mini waffle makers, and they're only 4 inches. And the chaffle recipe is so easy. And I think, Daphne, isn't it just eggs and cheese pretty much? Or is there flour in there? I don't know. I've not made them yet, but I know a lot of people do. And a lot of people in the soup challenge were making them instead of the cloud bread. They were making the chaffles. And these are so cheap. You can buy them for less than $10 at Walmart, Target. I got mine online at red. Yeah, everything I buy is red. If it's red, I buy it. Oh, Vicky, I should show you my candles, but I can't take the phone over there. I do have my candles up. Vicky gave me 3 candles. They're so awesome. I love them. And they're red, of course. Yeah, with coconut. Yep, with coconut flour. Okay. Yeah, so you can. You can. And again, coconut flour is not nuts. So you can be careful. You know, you don't ever want to overdo anything. As we all know, when you use too much of anything, it's not good for you. But if you want a sandwich, yeah, make a chaffle. Am I pronouncing that right, Daphne? Is it chaffle? Come on. Daphne. Am I pronouncing that? Okay, we're going to pretend I'm pronouncing that right. If you're hungry for bread, then look up chaffle recipes. And I can actually provide you some. I know I have some, and I know some of our members make them, and they could give them to you. So just put a post up and ask for some recipes. Thank you, Daphne. I did get it right. Just make a post. Say, hey, does anyone have any chaffle recipes? Because you can. And they're a nice treat. And if you're looking for a sandwich, that is the best way to go. I would prefer you do this versus this. I know you can't really see my buns very well because they're kind of frost all over them. That tells you how long they've been in my freezer. And I can eat them, and I don't. I do sometimes, but not very often. I don't think it's the right plan to go. I think you should be adding back in, once you're maintaining, depending on what part of the country you're from. Oh, okay. Hey, thanks, Lori. Waffle with a CH. Waffle, chaffle, chaffle, chaffle. Okay. Well, Midwesterners, Southern, we all pronounce things differently. It's so kind of funny. But anyway, I could eat these all the time. I could eat regular bread. But I am careful because I don't want to go back. There are things that I enjoy, and if I'm going to cheat, it's going to be on something like that. Oh, speaking of cheating, I got to show you guys something. Hang on. Oh, it was way longer than I thought. Okay. Now, I am not encouraging anyone to do this, okay? I am not. But I got to show you something. So, I have a sugar addiction. There is no doubt. I love chocolate. But again, even though I could eat some, I don't want to because I don't want to go back. I want to find a way to live a lifestyle of keto. And maybe dirty keto, but keto nonetheless. So what I did was everyone's been talking about this ice cream, and I can't find one. Wonder Bread recipe with mayo and no cheese. Oh, yeah. So anyway, I don't like any sugar substitutes. I can't find anything that I like. It's just nasty aftertaste to me. And I don't care if it's monk fruit or stevia or whatever. I've got them all here. I could show you all the different bags I've tried. I don't like them. They're terrible. I hate the aftertaste. Cheese. So I ordered, everybody said that this enlightened ice cream was good. So I ordered a bundle last week, and it came the other day. And I thought, well, I'm just going to try it and just see. Because normally, like that Rebel and Halo or whatever, I bought them and I throw them out. They're just gross. And it takes me hours to get rid of the aftertaste. It's so disgusting. I cheated really bad Sunday, bought a Buster bar. Oh, Vicky. You got two. That's really bad. Okay, so if you're going to really cheat, then do it this way. This enlightened, I'm going to endorse it. If you were really, really, really wanting ice cream, then look in your grocery stores. I didn't find only but a couple options in mine, and I didn't like those flavors. So I went online and I ordered, this is caramel chocolate double dough, and it's 1 net carb. They don't have sugar in them, but they do have, they're of course dairy, and some of you can't have dairy or shouldn't have dairy. And then they have, of course they have sugar substitutes in them. But these are really good. Really good. I really like them. And I got 2 flavors. And then I got, of course I want chocolate, peanut butter cookie and brownie dough. And then I got these, they have these little packets now. They're just little tiny bites. I'll check this out. They're these little tiny bites. And I was looking at it and going, oh, geez. They're teeny tiny. And then I checked how many carbs do they have. Because I watch my carbs. And look at these little teeny tiny bites. Can you see that? These little teeny tiny bites. And I'm like, oh, okay. So then I looked at the carbs. And I'm like, oh, what am I thinking? Like this says here, on this one, it says total carbs 11 grams. But then it says dietary fibers 3. So that, well, okay, that's still quite a few carbs, 8 carbs. And I'm like, well, how many can you have? And I looked, it's like 24 pieces. I'm like, okay, now even I wouldn't eat 24 pieces just sitting down. That's quite a bit. But I got a bunch of different flavors. This is my favorite, the chocolate fudge ones. And they actually are good. I actually like them. And so when you get to a point where you can have something like that, then I strongly recommend Enlightened. I do not like Halo. I do not like Rebel. Enlightened butter pecan. Yum. Ooh. Yeah, Terry. Yep. I totally know that because well, now I'll show you. This was my husband and I both eating on that. And so I didn't think that was too bad. We just took 2 spoons and shared it because I figured I was going to throw it away. And so I really wasn't planning on keeping it, but it was really good. But yeah, you can overeat very easily. But you can see we didn't. I've had these for a couple days now, and we did not overeat. This one I didn't even open yet. So, so when you can, they're great. But again, I could, but I don't want to because you know what I like about partly in this program, the accountability. You guys are all doing a lot of you are doing the accountability program. You are my accountability. I mean, honestly, you are. And I need you as much as you need the group because I don't know. Maybe I would slide back. I don't think so, but I don't know. But I have all you guys to hold me accountable. And I thank you for that. And that's why you'll see my frozen buns that have been in there for a month and a half. And I don't eat them all. So, okay. That's it for today unless you have any other questions. Oh, And did I miss anything? Let me check it. Oh, I don't think so. Okay. Anything else? Now would be the time. And I can put all my freezer stuff back. I love putting things in the freezer because it's handy when I want it. And yet I don't have to, have it sitting out on my counter. It means I'm not going to use it all the time. I just use it sometimes. And so I eat keto. So let's get that belly fat off. Ready? I'm with you on that. I still have belly fat to lose. So, thanks, Terry. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. And I just think this group works because everyone is in it and we're all human and we all make mistakes and there's no judgment. There's no nastiness in our group. And I joined a whole bunch of groups and I unjoined them as fast as I joined them. And I vowed that this would not be. Thanks, Barb. Okay, you guys, I will see you in the group. I got to reply to all your comments and stuff like that. Thank you all. You guys all mean the world to me. I really appreciate it. So you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you live on Sunday. And then next week, exercise. Come on now. One of them is really early in the morning. There's a bunch of us who are early morning risers. So let's get at it. And let's make sure we let Megan know because she's in the morning. Let's make sure she knows that we're there to watch her. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good day. Love you all.